Hello, 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 everyone. How is everyone doing? I hope all is well. I was working out and I was just like, let me start this video right now while I'm thinking about it. And give me a second. Okay. Hi. Hello, all. So, I was actually working out and my thoughts were flowing and I was like, I really want to do like a lighter video or like yeah, essentially a video that kind of still touches on some of the things that I've talked about, hopefully bring some things together. Um, so we'll see how it flows. Yeah, because as I was working out, I was just, well, actually, I've been kind of up and then asleep again, like, and up and asleep most of the night, meditating. I mean, most of the day, most of the night, essentially. Oftentimes, when I get up, my body like kind of wakes me up in the wee hours, and anywho, I was my mind was going to like some of the things that has been coming to me that I've expressed or spoke about in other videos, and it was kind of like that thought of well, the the train of thoughts of the fact that like I feel like my team be trying to really, really pump me up. Like, girl, you don't give yourself enough credit for all that you have gone through. Like this, like the stories that you've read, the the many people that you have come across and in your books or your lives who has been inspiring or who has stopped and made you appreciate them and value them and respect them and their cause. Like you are them. Like you them, just different environments essentially to some extent. And in some phases I may have superseded them, but I don't understand how yet. I guess because I am still alive. That's not funny, but and also like that's a gift. I am 42. How old was Malcolm? Pac was Pac still in his 20s? I don't really be keeping up with the ages. Everybody that know me know that I had a different type of reverence and love, I guess, for Pac, and I'm aware of some of the history. Um, and it like I don't really know what to say to that. Pac is Pac to me. I didn't follow a lot of stuff too close. Well, I guess I did at one point. Just kind of learning some of my gifts and just how real it is when I'm like I don't really sleep for real. I've been powerful out in all these dimensions and these worlds and shit like that. So yeah, and like of course, when I read Malcolm X, I definitely identified with Malcolm a little more than Malcolm. And I also see how powerful it would have been if they would have been able to stay alive as they were kind of essentially switching perspectives to me. Like, they were like, man, do you understand the shift? Well, somebody understood the shift that would have taken place because for those that Malcolm was too strong for, as far as like his delivery or who he was or his background that couldn't digest him, when he went over to Mecca and started seeing whatever he started seeing that gave him different insight that unfortunately in my studies I don't see that he was able to really get to a place to where he was able to transmute and alchemize that information through so many different perspectives and lenses, right? Like the way that he came home with that information, given enough time and energy and experience and influence and other aspects, then he would have transmuted that information even more on different times and different levels and different I don't know if I want to say different platforms. That's not the word I'm looking for. But it would have manifested out differently. It would have evolved differently over time, right? And then Martin being essentially on the same journey that Malcolm was on, and changing perspective, or even if his perspective wasn't officially changing all of the way, his his delivery, his speeches, the things that he started saying publicly, the things that he started recognizing, or he was recognizing, that he started having enough support or boldness or whatever to speak about in public, about the way that he was being treated by being so freaking kind, right? And meek as a because since he was Christian, that would really be like one of the moments of meekness, seasons of meekness that he went through. And when he was looking at Malcolm, and maybe Malcolm was looking at Martin, and they both looking at each other like, you getting some things accomplished, or you got some resources that could really be beneficial. Like, I can see where you coming from, because like these niggas done hit me one too many times. I done lost one too many of my people that I care about, that's riding with me, just because I'm me, just because they trust me. Like, as a leader, whatever that was, that I'm going out here and I got people that's coming out here too, because they feel this. And then, the situations, the dogs, the hoses, the assaults, the chasing, like the civil rights era, y'all. It wasn't that long ago. And even everything that was attached to that, to like even the desegregation and like the bombing of our wealth, and like anytime, like all the fear, because fear essentially is the superpower, right? So they try to make us fear each other during certain times of enslavement, that looks however that looks, because I'm however that may have looked, because all right, I'm gonna just skip over that. So however that may have looked, just being like, are you crazy? Are you like insane? Who are y'all to just be doing anything to us on our land? Or if we was already clearly disconnected enough, I don't know all of that at this moment yet. I mean, I have various perspectives, and I try to be careful with as how much I want to say, probably like how Malcolm and Martin was, like, because I understand that people are attached to different stories and scenarios and energies and people or heroes or whatever perspectives. Um, and I don't want to essentially be disrespectful to nobody. I'm never really trying to dismiss what anybody else going on, and also I feel like I'm allowed to share my truth and my perspectives too. And if it's too much for you, or you can't handle it, or if you feeling some type of way, especially any type of way that make you want to do physical harm to me, then you need to click off and go somewhere else and find your damn tribe, because that's ridiculous. What you so scared of? Maybe you need to go sit in that energy and go talk to your people. Shit. Um. So also, I do cuss. Sometimes I cuss a lot, it slips out. It's the language, part of the language at this point, whatever. Um, I'm trying to keep this video kind of like, because I want to go back into some other stuff. I started off on this, I wasn't expecting it. But yeah, so just the fact that, like, I think the fact that they were both taken out when they were, and how they were consecutively, and how power, if it could have been, if they would have been able to get each other's people collectively together, like, but somebody, of course, was like, nah, nah, nah. And then on some level, you wonder if they seen it coming, because like I'm out here and I'm like, nah, you don't really see certain stuff coming, and you just kind of gotta do, you just kind of gotta live your journey, which I assume a lot of people do. You know, I don't really get into a lot of gossip and stuff. I try to stay out the way of a lot of stuff that really don't concern me or benefit me for real. I done been through a lot. I done been attached to a lot of people or connected to a lot of people. In my youth, I've had a lot of moments where, like, essentially, I didn't have the complete control that I would have liked to have in my life, and people use their control or their lives and their choices to infringe on many of my rights and try to include my body and, my voice and my gifts and all this other stuff, my intellect, my laugh, my voice. Shit, I get just everything. You talk too loud, you laugh too loud, you walk too loud. Why you always walking? Why you always running? Why you do this? Why you do that? Oh, you it's too, like, just everything. So it feels like I have why you wearing that? Why you look like that? Why you doing that? And some people, it may have been, them trying to be helpful. I don't think that all of it was meant to be demeaning, and also, like, you can correct me with a compliment. Like, I had a man tell me that he loved my hair when it was in a mohawk, and when I thought he was coming to visit me, guess what I did? I put my hair in a mohawk. Like, that's how you can tell me what you like. You don't get to criticize me ever. Like, I could do more of that, okay, if I want to. And like, that's just what it is. Like, I get to figure this out for me. Like, I worked real hard to be able to figure out, be able to live my life how I want with no restrictions, and I be mad that I'm still restricted. But anyway, so I was saying, like, I actually came in here because that was one of the thoughts that I was having. It just like how one of my thought trains, and then it also switched over to um, well, last night I had a thought, and it was like, cause my thoughts, they just be running, so I might just like try to let them flow. Just, hey, if you can keep up, you can keep up, cause I can't ever really seem to keep a template. But I had the thought of, like, when I was watching the Red Table Talk, and Jada and Will were on there, and I used to like those episodes. And I think I'm jumping ahead of myself because I wanted to go from my youth to hot to here. But if I work it backwards, it's whatever. Like, I guess we'll just go with this because I wasn't planning to speak on that. And then, like, in one of the conversations, she was saying something, like, paraphrasing, but essentially she understood that the quality of man that she was dating was going to attract many women at some point. Like, women are attracted to power, and wealth is a part of power, and essentially women are attracted to safety and protection, and wealth and power is part of that. And if you're dealing with a man, no matter what people know behind closed doors, whatever they see, whatever that energy, whatever that aura presents, that's what they want. And then depending on that man, like, he may or may not indulge. And this is all how I took it. And why I'm about to be freaking stressing out about any of that shit. Like, you a whole human being, right? You gonna do what you want to do. Just make sure that shit don't touch me and our shit, like, for real. um, and also, we have our connection, whatever that is. So when they said like we don't have to get divorced, I was just like, that makes sense to me. Y'all got a bunch of houses. Like, why would y'all go through all that to get divorced when essentially at this point y'all have created a family, y'all created a relationship, y'all done worked across many dynamics from what y'all put in the public, from what, comes across my energy from time to time. Like, we ain't got to do that. We got enough comfortability where you could do what you want to do, I could do what I want to do, and we could try to keep it as respectful and peaceful as possible. And we got love for each other. Like, at the end of the day, you family now, regardless of what that looks like or how we choose to to either exploit that, explore that, embrace that, define that, whatever we choose to do in here. Like, if we choose to have sex, if we choose not to have sex, if you choose to do this over there, if you choose to do that over there, like, we gonna all protect all of this because we done all spent some blood, sweat, tears, sacrifices, and whatever. Like, we done grew up in this. We done became whoever it is that we are, and like, we still trying to be more people, like better, evolved versions of us. And if it ain't us in this dynamic, then oh well. Like, it can be us in other dynamics, and you could be over there and I could be over there, you could be over there and I could be over there. Then I do enjoy spending time with you, and we do have our family. Like, so, whatever you got going on, whatever, like, we gon' whatever it is, we gonna encompass this in our world. Is our worlds, and we got these worlds attached. So that's how I saw it. Like, that made real good sense to me. And then when stuff do get out, like, you gotta wonder why it got out, and essentially, like, it ain't really none of my business. Like, it ain't really none of my business. Everybody can give their perspectives, and I'll be like, oh, okay, like, because I don't really follow neither one of them like that. Not like that. Like, they have their moments, especially when I was younger. Like, me being into sci-fi and Will playing a lot of sci-fi characters, and like me being into action and like state Enemy of the State is one of my favorite movies because I'm like, y'all gotta know that shit is real. And all right, if you can't see it like that, or you can't handle that, or you don't know what to do with that, that's fine. But it don't take nothing away from anything. So um yeah, so I follow, and of course, like, I watch Fresh Prince of Bel Air like everybody else, just like I watch Martin and Living Single and Living Color and probably A Different World, definitely The Cosby Show. um what what was the one with Sinbad and he had the family, and like, um uh Flex, he had the family, and Moesha, and like, it was a whole lot of different shows back then that I touched on at some point. And even like Tia and Tamara, watching them on while they was doing they thing on multiple shows and multiple movies. I went from like watching the Olsen twins to watching the Mari twins real quick. Like, so I have, even though I can't remember most of, like, almost none of them, I was tapped in to stuff like that. So I had, different artists and things that I was attached to or whatever. And like I said, like, we're connecting with at different times. And Will was a good one because he was in the action. He was, like Denzel was one of mine that I'm a following. Dakota Fanning, like, I was a huge fan of Dakota Fanning. Shoot, a lot of people like Jim Carrey, um, Tom Hanks, Robin Williams. When I was, younger, him and Martin did Big Mama's House. So, like, TV was, I'm always been a reader books, but I've had my seasons for TV as well. And when, like, I don't really go deep into anybody's like personal lives for real. If it come across, very rarely do I go digging because I be feeling like it ain't really none of our business. If they want us to know something, they will put it out there. Like, I don't think that we get the right as consumers or people or other human beings to be just like entitled to anything that any celebrity or anybody else like is doing outside of than what they want to share with your nosy ass, unless it's really really harmful, like you know that they are really abusing somebody. Because it seemed to be like a lot of stuff happening in Hollywood, and so, or that was, it's been getting, it feel like it's getting cleaned out or whatever they doing, like, you know, because it's just whatever. But I feel real strongly about like people, kids, and stuff like that. Like, who are you to be posted up at somebody's kid's school? Like, that ain't creepy to y'all taking pictures of them. And if they parents ain't putting them on a platform in a certain way, then whatever. Like, why do you think you can? Or if they don't have a relationship with you and y'all got an agreement that you can put them on your platform, then who told you that you can just be so outright disrespectful and do stuff? So that's just how I be feeling, right? Like, I don't think that that's the kind of stuff that you necessarily sign up with when you are a quote unquote celebrity or in the public spotlight. Like, I think that you deserve your privacy too. And like, if people see you out, you know, apparently that's different, I guess. But even then, like, why you also fixated on people, kids, if they, I've just always, that just feel weird to me. But that ain't even why I was talking about the red table talk. So I had understood that, right? So as a as an um young woman, because I'm gonna just go ahead and skip past some of the ancestor talk that I was doing. Clearly, I touched on it, you know, and I'm gonna keep going right here because since I'm here. So there are certain topics and stuff that be going around about like side chicks, and I definitely have an opinion about side chicks and like, what is a side chick for real? What is a side chick? I don't understand that language. I think that people have different relationships with different people depending on their connections, their level of attraction, their energy, their missions, their whatever it is, like their desires, their wants, whatever that may be. And just because your relationship is different, like, who are you to essentially like belittle this relationship because you think that you in such higher esteem, I guess. I don't know. I just don't. To me, that just breeds low self esteem, I guess. That's not the word I was using, but we'll go with that. That's not the word that I wanted to use. I'll say that. It's another word that I don't necessarily want to say low self esteem, but insecurity. There we go. Because I don't necessarily think insecurity means low self esteem. Although I do think if you insecure about some stuff, you should probably go inside and figure out what that is and try to heal that within you. And then you elevate, and essentially, like, it shouldn't be an issue no more. So maybe it is part of low self esteem to an extent. Although this term low self esteem really makes me feel like people see you as like being like, I don't even want to say broken, but because sometimes maybe we get broken or shattered or whatever. Like, so all these different words with all these different connotations and all these different labels and energies attached to them just be like, okay, like, that's why I don't be wanting to use them all. So we'll just say maybe self-conscious or whatever, because sometimes I'm self-conscious. Like, I haven't before really liked being out. Like, I'm more comfortable with more intimate settings, and I can, you know, get a little lively if I want to. And so Yeah, so I don't believe in really the terminology of side chick, and I just believe that relationships are relationships and agreements are agreements, and sometimes you're not always. Sometimes verbal agreements aren't always articulated effectively, and in that I think that that may create some other stuff. So I do think that like there should maybe be some conversation had about what type of relationship dynamic y'all have. Um, for me, one of the last men that I gave my heart to, I just essentially was just like I wanted to. I had already made up my mind. Like it was a lot of. I heard a lot of rumors and stuff about what the dynamic may be, and you know, to me they were just like a bunch of people. Like how y'all know or what he's saying, or like it just was what it was, and I didn't really put any stock into it. I went to him and I was like, this is what I want. Right, like this is what I want right now. This is where I'm at. Essentially, like I mean, I want more stuff. I've been asking for more stuff, and like right now, my hair shit it felt like a fly. Okay, right now this is where I'm at, and like I had already decided. So by the time I considered like maybe I should find out if the rumors are true or not, it really wasn't like I already wanted what I wanted. And so I was like, I asked the question, then I was like, I don't want to know. So essentially, I was telling me, saying like, we can do what we gon' let's do this. Like this is our let's explore this. I'm want to explore this, and essentially, whatever you got going on, like don't let it really interfere with what we got going on. And I didn't think that was rude or disrespectful or anything. I just felt like it was just me expressing myself. Like I don't always put a lot of uh I don't know if I want to say thought, and I'm not necessarily trying to be inconsiderate. I am being very honest about a lot of stuff. Um like I don't think of myself as any less than anybody for anything because I have a different relationship dynamic. I don't really never think of myself as nobody's secret either, even if I am to them. Like that's not anything that I really think about as being a secret because I don't really like I'm not sneaking. I might maneuver the way that I maneuver because like shit, people love to gossip. They love to have an opinion. They love to talk. They love to have their agendas as far as like whatever. Like I'm aware of certain things, and it just be like I don't really want to. I don't really want no parts of that. Like I don't want no parts of it for real. I don't really entertain it when it's coming from somewhere else, and I definitely don't want it to be. I definitely don't want to be the source of entertainment for anybody in like the way that y'all be entertaining yourselves a lot of the times, because I don't really find it to be entertaining to find pleasure in really talking about somebody in a harmful way or anything. And I'm always the one that's like looking for a solution of why something is gotta be a different perspective than what it is. Like can't be that bad. I know that it's different. I just don't know what. Like I assume that it's a treasure. To me, I guess it is. It's just part of me. Like going back to my youth now, I'ma just tag this back there. Um, I grew up in a lot of different environments and experienced a lot of different things way early and so early that like and so much that a lot of it I don't even remember no more. Um, but I still have the impressions. I still have like the memories, even if I can't always recall them in my brain. Like is certain stuff is there. I got different memories, energetic memories, perspectives. Like those relationships just serve me all the way differently. And like at the end of the day, I came out and I was like, ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do but me. Essentially, like, I'm gonna do what I want to do, and I don't necessarily try to hurt nobody. I do try to think of like other people's stuff, and at the end, and also like when you over here with me, you over here with me. And if you gonna be over here with me, try to make sure you got your shit together, at least to where I don't have to feel any of that in any way that's detrimental to me. Because why should I? Because as far as I know, I'm not bringing anything to you. Because I'll be most likely most cutting most people off like back there, and I just be feeling like it's mutual. I know. I mean, even though I know, like I know back in the day when I had two of my ex dudes locked up together. Apparently, they was like sharing. Uh, they were locked up together. Shit, a couple of them probably was locked up together at the same time. This was way when I was way younger, like late teens, early 20s, probably early 20s. Cause I don't think I went back to none of that after I had Lyric. So definitely had to be like my teens somewhere. Um, and just yeah, that had to be in my teens. But like I know that a couple of them was locked up, and I was told like one of them got my name tatted on him, and I was like, well, why you do that? I ain't even messing with you no more. Like, we ain't, why would you do that? I'm not coming back to you. We ain't doing that. I know I write occasionally because y'all locked up. I feel like you could use some inspiration. You could use some conversation. Like, I don't got no beef with nobody. Like, no matter what be happening, I be saying my piece. And essentially, to me, I don't got no beef. Like, we good. I could write you a letter. I did that for as long as I did it. And I was like, hey, I'm staying out of that. Like, mm-mm. So it was like, and then I did talk to him, and like after the one that had tatted my name, and he told me that it caused like issues in some of his relationships that he had my name tatted on him, and I'm like, why did you do that when we wasn't even together? And he was like, cause I love you. Like at the end of the day, you was the one that got away, and you taught me some stuff, and whatever he was saying, I was like, all right, like okay. And he was like, everybody else just got to deal with it. Like, it was a big part of my life. And I was like, all right. And I kind of tried to give it, like, I just listened and whatever information I said to him, but I wasn't like, you know, but, and just, so I guess, like, I understand that I've affected people's lives too, and those are their lives. Like, I don't know. I really don't know. And even back then, like as a teenager, I never was the one really going to nobody about no dude. That wasn't really nothing that I did, like telling nobody's business like that at all. Even when it came down to when I was a runaway, me and Jay, I ain't the one that started off telling him nothing about what happened when we left the spot. Like, because I wasn't gonna open my mouth and say nothing, and then once it came out, I did share. But that's kind of like who I was anyway. Like, I talked about my stuff, and if I talked about somebody else's stuff, I don't think that it was like really meant to cause harm for real. Like, I don't think I was a big tattletale, but I don't remember. I just don't think that I was. If I was telling, it was because like essentially it has something to do with me. Like, and even then I tried to kind of keep it respectful. Like, I had a guy, and like his baby mama had an issue with me. And I was just like, hey, because most of the time when women would call me, because y'all remember I was in high school, with my own apartment. So if I always had a bunch of dudes around me. I wasn't messing with most of them, no matter no matter what anybody thought or whatever anything was. Like, I had a lot of guy friends and acquaintances or guy connections. Um, and like when girls will call a lot of times asking about they dudes, I could get real ugly. But at first, I would try to keep it like completely cool. Like essentially, you need to be asking him, why is you calling me? Because at this point, if you calling me, especially at that age and with all the drama and stuff, like you not really gonna listen to what I said for real. Ooh, there's a moment of deja vu hitting me. Something happened. Ooh, I don't know what's trying to come up. Okay. That was a memory. Was I supposed to have that? What was that trying to get thrown up here that I couldn't grab and pull it? I hate when that happens. Like I've been having a lot of moments where it's like there's a memory that's trying to come, but I can't completely grasp it and pull it out. So it's just kind of like that peekaboo stuck, and then it just like go back down. It is something that just be like so frustrating. But anywho, damn, because that was something. I feel like that was important, and I don't even remember from where it could have been from. It was just like okay. But yeah, so like I didn't think a lot of times that like they like it was always for the most part like you need to ask him because I told you that like even when I told you that we cool or that there's nothing going on, like you still giving me some so I learned quick. Like at first, people would still have something to say, and I'll be like, wait, I just got to the point of like you need to be asking him. Like that's who you messing with, right? Because even if I say no, clearly y'all don't believe me. Y'all talking shit anyway. So ask him, why are you calling me? Did you go through your first line of defense? That's who you talking to. You be responsible for y'all. I ain't. And if you calling to tell me that he got a woman or something, that really ain't none of my business. I don't really care unless I care. And if I do care, I'm not calling you back to ask you nothing. I'ma address it with him. Cause he the one that's right here in front of me. Like I don't got nothing going on with you. And whatever is happening, he better figure it out to fix it. Shit got exhausting. People playing on my phone and shit. I just was like, hey, at the end of the day, fuck around and find out. Leave me alone. Like, why is you playing with me? Because I almost feel like I would be up in your house for real. And I don't really, like, it ain't got to get there. And that might have been real fucked up. Now that I think about it, like, that was probably really, really mean and really aggressive. And that shit just came out. And it was like, yeah, that could have been really aggressive because essentially it was like, fuck all y'all got going on. Like, you doing too much, and because of this, I will come over and like completely fuck shit up, like extensively. Leave me alone. And I think we all left each other alone after that point. Like, he left me alone, she left me alone. We all was left alone, and I was fine with that too because it wasn't even that big of a. It shouldn't have been that big of a deal. Like, get y'all shit together. I don't want to be a part of no drama. Am I bringing drama to you? I know it was men that were insecure about the men that was around me or the young boys or whatever the number of guys I had around me, and it probably was a whole lot of rumors because some of them used to come back to me, and I just never really defended myself. I probably did a couple times, but then they just got real quick. Like, what the fuck? Why am I defending myself? Because I know the truth and you know the truth. And if you gotta lie about it, then whatever. Like, what I'm gonna do with that? What is anything that can happen? Like, if you lying, if you gonna say the words, if you gonna tell somebody the story, now it's either out there they gonna believe it or they not gonna believe it. So I can say whatever I'm gonna say, and they still gonna believe what they gonna believe. I ain't got time for all that. Like, I'm not using my energy on that. And at some point, stuff stopped coming back to me. So I don't know if people was talking about me or not. I stopped getting the messages because it really didn't matter. Because I'm like, how am I over here getting messages about threesomes? What threesome? Who had a threesome? I ain't had no damn threesome with nobody. What y'all talking about? That did not happen. What? I'm doing what with who? That ain't happen. Like, I ain't do him or her or them or none of that. So it was just like, all right, you know what? You know the truth, so it don't even matter. And I ain't even realized that men lied on, like, that people was just lying on their bodies like that, like body count. I ain't know it was like that unless you taking somebody away. Shit, yeah, I did that. No, I didn't. Like, all right, I understood that one. Like, you don't count. Lost the body, or I'm just not claiming it. Like, I don't gotta talk about it ever. I ain't never think that people was probably like, I mean, clearly people paying attention to who in my bedroom, but I ain't think about it that much. I ain't think about it that deeply. There was a couple phone calls from men with wives when I was that young. And like the one I ain't even know he had, well, either one of them, I ain't know they had a wife till they called, and they ain't talked to me. They ain't called for me. Those phone calls was not for me. They was not for me. I did not. I had, yeah, but then, nope, they wasn't for me. That's all I'm gonna say. Um, Neither one of them. If they was, like, they wasn't. Cause I ain't, whatever you thinking, I don't know, but no, and I didn't know about you. And that was before I started telling men that I didn't want to know. Like, I mean, that's before I started being like, hey, take care of that. But essentially, I guess I always had the same philosophy, take care of that. Because whatever you peeking out and investigating over here or whatever that is, that might be on you. Like, I don't know. Ain't nobody outside of men coming to me telling me that they just didn't like it or it was like a concern. I never really heard about any issues. Like, anybody essentially having drama from dealing with me. Because I wasn't ever trying to bring nobody drama. Like, while we doing that, there's way too much other stuff we can be doing. I want to have fun. And the way things used to happen, sometimes it might have felt like the setup. Like, I was really, like, on some shit with people. And I kind of really wasn't. Like, I kind of always just went where the energy was. Like, when I had lyric, I felt like when I had lyric, it's like a veil was lifted or something. I don't know. But, like, all of a sudden, it was so many men around me, like so many guys, because we were young. Well, yeah, we were young in that season. Like, it's like I got bombarded with male energies, and I didn't really know what to do. I was in college, and I was like, oh, okay. I kind of just was like touching all kind of people. I wasn't having sex with none of them. It didn't matter though. Like, I would have if I didn't. Um, None of them, essentially. But the one that I, that was very, like, it is what it is. So yeah, like, I ain't never been a fan of that. Like, why I'm calling you about a man? Why am I calling you about a man? He got some, like, me and him supposed to be having some understanding. Me and him, and even the couple times where it came to me that somebody messed around with somebody that they knew I had cared about or they knew that I messed around with, my whole thing was good for you, I guess, or good luck, or, you know, if it stung, if it was a bam, like, in your face, it was like, I don't even care that you had sex with him, essentially, to care that you lied about it or that you did it to try to hurt my feelings or whatever, that it had to be a big thing. Like, if you wanted his ass, you could have just said something that we supposed to be cool. Like, why just, I mean, you know. And since you did it this way, I guess I need to figure out what I'm gonna do with that. And losing friendships, losing female relationships necessarily because they slept with a dude that was attached to me or that I was, you know, trying to figure out, never really seemed like something that I really necessarily had to do. It was like, okay. I mean, I guess it was, for me, it was just the, another thing. Like, I guess I won't mess with him. I used to be like, to me, it was just like, men will fight over, like, men will get that shit out the way. They'll fight and then they'll keep going. I ain't got time to hold on to this. Like, I guess I see you, and I might not even hold it against you. Like, I ain't really carrying it on to the next moment. Like, it is what it is. That's what y'all chose to do. That's what y'all chose to do. And I ain't even got no problem with him either. Like, yo, y'all fucking around now. Okay, like, whatever. Or, like, and sometimes it feel like I went back and tapped some shit on purpose. And I promise I didn't, because I'm thinking now, like, damn, that looked like I probably had an agenda. And on the conscious level, I didn't. It just, like, so all of a sudden somebody got in my energy. It was just like they kind of got a little closer or whatever. Like, they beamed up on my ass and I just answered the call. I have no idea. And I can say that I didn't intentionally ever really be like, I'm about to do him because of you. Except for once, I did tell somebody that. And even if he wouldn't have been able to touch me, I knew that that shit was gonna hurt her feelings. And I meant it. Like, I had already told him that he couldn't touch me again. And also, like, I felt like she was coming at me real sideways. It was way too much energy. I didn't even have no issue with her. And then the stuff that was coming to me was like, all right, whatever. And then, like, hearing some comments and stuff being made. And it was just like, hey, I'll fuck that nigga just because I can. Just to make you mad because I know it hurts you. I did. I did have a moment like that when I was young. I did. Whether or not I was gonna do it, I don't know. I was trying to think if I would make myself do it because I already said that I wouldn't do it, and I was trying to figure out like would I do it to be spiteful and whether I would or wouldn't because I didn't think I would. I ain't want to. I ain't want that. I ain't want to. But I said it, and I said that, and I said it very, probably very aggressively. I meant it to her because, like, what are we even doing? Why is this even an issue? What the hell is happening? Why are you beefing with me and I don't even know you? And it got to do with, like, his family or they stuff, like, whatever. Just like I told a guy, a friend of mine, or a couple guys, friends, or whatever, like, acquaintances, friends, people that I had been connected to when they telling me about like their girlfriend or something not liking me, and I'm like, most of the time I ain't even met these women, so if they have an issue with me, it's through you. It has nothing to do with me. It's through you. Like, they don't trust you, or they trying to figure like you need to put some confidence in there. Like, I ain't got nothing to do with that because I we are you and I both know what's happening here. Like, it ain't nothing. So I don't got no beef with them. I ain't really ever have no beef with nobody's woman like that I'm close to. Even when they were telling me about their woman, I had advice. I had stuff to say. Like, from what you telling me, that do not sound like a thriving environment. And for me knowing you, you might want to get out into a thriving environment. Because as a woman, I'm looking and I'm listening to what you're saying. I ain't looking too deep. I'm mostly listening to what you're saying and what's going on and what I know about you. And, just I'm getting everything from you. And I'm telling you from what's happening and what you're saying and what I'm seeing from what you're saying that probably ain't what you want to do long term. If you want to, if you want to do anything that you're saying that you want to do. And at the end of the day, like, I don't got no skin in the game. I don't want nothing but your happiness. Like, I ain't trying to get you, if you telling me that somebody is saying, if your woman is saying that, like, she got an issue with me, then, or she jealous, or she feel insecure, or whatever it is about me, I'm like, I got to do with you, because I'm doing the same thing that I always do, always will, and that's across the board. Like, that's happened to me a couple times. And I'm like, I don't all I'm doing is me. I don't really know what that means. Like, I randomly send text messages and I'll say I love you and you are special to me, or if something is put on my spirit to send that way, then I'm gonna do that. And I do it to the men and the women. Like, it's not a, like, if we connected, we connected, and I'm gonna dump it. I'm gonna put it there, and however that resonates, or however that, whatever that activates, or whatever that does, like, it was like all my intention was to follow an instruction put on my spirit, on my heart, on my mind for somebody, and it had nothing to do with me trying to reel you in over here. It was just like, this is a message that came through me to give to you right now. So why is here, like, I'm gonna follow instructions. I'll be good about following my instinct, my intuition, and I have gotten cool with some of my people's women, and it wasn't ever an issue with me. And then when they started talking about, like, I wanted their man, I'm like, oh, okay, so we really ain't cool then, cause like, what? I probably talk to you as much as I talk to him, and I'm fair across the board about everything, and you crying to me about your problems with him, and I'm giving y'all both advice on being like, because I don't want either one of y'all, and I'm just seeing the perspective differently. So I hope that I'm helping. And also, at the end of the day, if you were brought into this relationship through this person, although I don't have anything to say against you or anything, like, we can still be cool, but I'm not about to let this person alone. Like, they still are who they are to me. Until at one point, I have dropped a connection before. Like, I feel like me not being around has probably been more beneficial for you and your family. So I'm gonna just step back. Um, and if you think, like, you don't have to make a choice, because I think that you about to choose me, and I know you, and I see, like, I don't want you, like, I appreciate that you about to choose me. Like, I appreciate being my friend, that you recognize that, like, you being put in an unfair situation, and like what we really have is not. And I'm like listening to you, and I'm saying the situation that you probably about to put yourself in for me probably is going to cost you way more than what you really know, or what you really ready to give up. So I'ma just say, I'ma choose you, and I'ma choose your family for you. And I know it's not fair, and I know, and I have no idea completely what you felt like you losing with me, because we genuinely friends, and I understand you in ways that, like, people just can't for whatever reason, and whatever else is anything else, because, like, I be saying, if the women got an issue, whether it's their own stuff or whether it's coming for you, or whether they don't know how, like, whether people don't understand uh opposite sex relationships, which is insane to me, and that culture needs to freaking die. Like, it's so stupid, and it creates so much other upheaval and things like that. And throughout my journey, I guess I just came back to where I would have been anyway, where, like, I guess I can be traditional and untraditional. Like, why are we playing games? Why do everything has to be so controlled? Like, essentially, why do everybody have to hold on so tight? We all fear getting our heart broken. Shit, I mean, I don't want to be hurt either. And I also have been around a lot of stuff to know that life changes happen. Like, the more you go through things, like, things happen. Feelings may change, emotions may change, or dynamics may change, or feelings may not change. And then you might come across another energy that you connect with. And, like, I just feel like it's kind of unfair to be closed off to whatever the universe can provide to you, or God, creator, whatever you want to use, whatever your spiritual team, whatever your life experience can be on this earth, simply because you love somebody here, like, and you want to commit with them and build with them here. And when you get here, that doesn't necessarily have to stop, in my opinion. Like, can you create a way to do it all? And then if you can't, now you have to figure it out. And I don't necessarily think that anybody should be deceived. And also everybody different. Like, some women don't want to know. Just don't bring it over here in whatever capacity that is. So I don't know about that. Like me, I want us to have some communication, some conversation, because even if you're doing it back there, at some point it's probably gonna touch me if you lying about it. Cause like if you being deceitful, now somebody might feel like they got something to use against you, and then they try to get over here or do whatever. Like, nah, we ain't got to do that. We could just have conversation. And then if you really truly in tune to me and you care, then you're gonna want to take my feelings into consideration anyway. Like, if that's real love to me, like that's selflessness. Love is selfish and selfless. And in being selfish, you being selfless to me, like, and then being selfless, you being selfish. It's kind of like reciprocal. It's that yin yang energy, I guess. Like that's how I see it. So like I kept saying the relationships is kind of a negotiation, essentially like a conversation. You tell me where you at, what you thinking, and I can tell you where I'm at. I'm thinking, and you tell me you met somebody and you know, you feeling them or you attracted. Like, why can't we have open dialogue? Why it gotta be you evil or you assume you automatically about to leave me, or like it gotta do anything with me? Cause I'm me. You can only have me through me. Like, period. You can't get nobody else but me from me. And like my energy is mine, my story is mine, whatever we have going on is us. Your energy is attracted to my energy, and we flowing however we flowing, and we connected, and we that's us. And then if also you get over here, that's y'all, and you can connect it to us. But like, why do I have to feel like that took something from me? Just like if I get over here and I'm connecting with somebody, like, this us, and we still us. And it's interesting to me how men can somehow understand it from that way, but then like so closed off to understand it this way. That shit is hypocrisy to me. I don't care. I don't care. It's one sided, and it's steeped in a whole lot of patriot. Now I was about to say patriotism. That's not what I meant. Probably that too, because all that patriarch crap is all a part of this fake patriotism. So, and then I just feel like if that's how everybody want to operate, that's fine. I think it should make sure that it's healthy, because we see that how unhealthy shit can get. Like, why is you killing somebody because they don't want to be bothered with you? Who the hell do you think you are? If you feel that insane, go put that bullet in your head. Like, why would you go and kill somebody or attack somebody or do anything to somebody that said they don't want to no longer be attached to you, or because they had sex with somebody else or anything? Like, no, that it should not be like that. That is insane to me. Why do you got cultures that's like doing stuff to women? Like, why are you mutilating a woman's vagina? For what? What does that do for you? Like, that to me is, and clearly to them too, because it's a thing that it's a cry for them to stop. So clearly the women don't like it either over there. So you are causing way kind of harm for what? Who the hell are you? What kind? No, no, no. I don't think that's acceptable at all. I can understand that in some cultures, women find it to be a privilege to cover, because understanding that the place that they're in, and this, and it may be fun and sexy to them and honoring and, you know, like sacred. And I applaud that. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that if that's how they want to do, if that's how they want to interact with their men. I don't think that anything should be mandatory for a woman. Like, I don't think somebody should tell a woman what it is that she is supposed to feel or want to do with her body, essentially. Like, Why is that so important, especially when oftentimes men aren't given the same restrictions? And why is it so important for people to restrict our expression as women, restrict our freedoms, restrict our sexuality, restrict our anything? Like, do you see the art that we create effortlessly even when we all clothed? Like, and not to be insensitive, and but it doesn't stop us from being abused or attacked or anything. It doesn't stop anybody from looking, no matter how covered up we are. So let's not put that responsibility on us. I need y'all to start taking responsibility for y'all crap, and I need us to just, I need people to go to therapy or something, like figure out y'all stuff, because it's causing way too much damage to my world. That's how I feel. Like, the way that the universe be speaking to me sometimes, often, is causing way too much damage in her world. It's too many sicknesses that need to be snuffed out, that need to be extracted and freaking burnt, so that they are no longer in anybody's existence. There's nothing wrong with culture. I don't think there's anything wrong with culture or sacredness or rituals and anything, like a lot of things. And I do think that there are some things very wrong with trying to stifle a woman from being a woman and expressing herself through the creativity, through the ways that she wants, especially when it comes to her body. It's hers. And as a man, I just feel like you're supposed to get in line with her and figure out your way to protect her by listening to her. And if one woman or one group of women collectively say that they want to do something, that's fine. But you don't also get to stifle another woman, not even your daughter. She gets to express herself too, because it's not just the men. It's women upholding it too for their own reasons. Whether you are scared, whether you are the overseer in your community, or the plantation owner, or the whatever it is. Like, I think if it comes to restricting somebody else, it becomes a problem. If it's open, if it's like sacred and open, and you are guarding some things for yourself and those that want to be like that, that's fine. But that also should not mean stifling anybody else. There are plenty of cultures that, like, allow their women the freedom of expression to be who they're going to be. It doesn't have to be so extreme all the time. And there is balance in a lot of cultures. So for the extremity, it's just like, and I'm not trying to essentially tell anybody what to do. I'm saying that a lot of people, especially information that I be coming across, a lot of things are hurtful to people. And if it's hurtful to that extent and detrimental, then what are you protecting? Seriously, what are you protecting? And if that means that you have to look at the God or the book that you serve, or your definition of God, or your perception of God, or your translation of anything, then that's probably what you should do. Or whatever. Like, at the end of the day, keep it away from me and mine. Because I'm understanding that I'm on this planet, I'm in this universe. And I'm going to walk as free as I possibly can. And like I always say, if that's what one or multiple, it is what it is. Like, I'm allowed to have the freedom, and I'm allowed to freaking flow and express and evolve as I change, as I grow, as I experience more life, as I birth more beings into this reality and galaxy, if that's what comes. So whatever way, whatever beings come out the portal of me, of my womb, whether they manifest in other human beings of human capacity like us, whatever the magic that flows out of me, whatever that may be, a business pouring into you, a country, an island, I don't know. Like, the possibilities can be endless. So why do my possibilities have to be snuffed out now, like for eternity, because I love you and we're here. Like, I'm not necessarily ever saying that I'm about to go out trapezing around the world to find somebody that like touches my spirit, or that I want to stay. I need people to like, maybe that's a misconception too. And maybe that's why it could be a fear, like, oh, you saying already that you gonna do something. No, I'm saying that if it comes across my universe, if my spiritual team, if it's put there, then I am going to possibly explore it. Not without telling you something first, though. Like, we on the team, we partners. Just like I don't want you doing anything that's gonna rock and devastate my world. I don't want you like without having a conversation with me, or that's gonna change some dynamics without us expressing and having a conversation. Like, I don't plan on doing the same to you. So therefore, I don't want to be in any type of relationship in which somebody is trying to control me, or somebody can't handle that, or somebody is like super possessive and jealous to that capacity. Because I'm like not going out here searching for anything, and also being very aware that in my power that I am, that I have, if I'm supposed to connect with somebody to create more power and to uplift something, because while I'm here, I want to operate in my highest capacity. I want to be able to do the best that I can to create that the environments that I'm talking about. And that means that I may need to be connected to some powerful men in some powerful places, and even like anybody powerful, yes, wealthy, yes, and all, like, because wealth is an energy, is not, and it manifests itself in many ways. I need to be able to talk intellectually with somebody, or even if I naturally am attracted, even if I don't get in their bed, if I'm flirting with them or we spend the time together or whatever, like, I need somebody that's comfortable with that, because they understand that we on the mission and we need to be able to communicate and converse, and shit, let's do this. Let's do this, because you got a vision too. Because I ain't get when nobody ain't got no damn vision. Nah. However your vision is manifesting itself. Like, I ain't trying to come in between that, and I do just ask for understanding and uh, reciprocity, reciprocacy. I'm trying to see how I spelled in my head. um, did I'm not a big arguer. Like, I don't want to be arguing. I don't want to spend time. Like, at this point, I done been through a whole lot of other stuff. I don't want to spend no time on stuff that don't serve me. And if you are saying as a man, like, it ain't nobody else for me, I'm like, okay, that's cool. And that's what you saying today. And if you really feel like that, that's fine. That's great. I appreciate that. And also, I feel how I feel, and I need you to know that, like, if you over here, you believe that your heart can be cherished and protected through me, like, and I don't want to be so. I want to be able to live and be free and interact and talk and explore this world, because it's so much, and I want to allow my creativity to be able to pour out into this world, because I see the power and the impact that can have. Like, in my head anyway, I'm trying to bring the brilliancy that I have up here down here. And a part of me feel like the system that is not for us, create our own damn system. And they gonna leave us alone. Like, y'all can have the people that want to follow y'all, they can stay over there. The people that's opposing and they don't want to be no parts and they don't want to contribute to this system, that's fine. We can create our own system. So go over there, especially in the US, where they got all kind of systems over there. Them white boys be having all kind of advantages in the system, doing whatever they want. So you got to be a damn fool if you telling us that we can't do that no more. That we can't do it. All the crap, all the times, all the stuff our people done went through according to these books, and you blowing stuff up or doing stuff and telling us what we can't have. I feel like at this point, this shit got to be even and fair. Like, who are you to be sending the National Guard anywhere when you could just be making sure you pouring in the money for the resources to get stuff fixed? Like, and if you send them in there, are they for our protection? Like, are you using them to help? Like, that's the resource that you willing to give us, the National Guard, for an area that you say is losing so many people all the time? If that's the reality, why don't you find out why the environment is losing so many people so violently and go in there and give them the freaking financial stability and resources that they clearly must need? Some of the problems that y'all freaking fixed, that y'all broke, that y'all messed up, the neighborhoods and communities. Like, of course, I don't expect y'all to fix it because people benefiting from that somehow. Y'all talking about war overseas, not to be like that, but nigga, we be in war here against our own damn people. And we keep supporting the same government that's allowing it, with different clothes on. So, yeah, I'll just be looking like, okay, what else can we do? Because I really be feeling like, don't save her. She don't want to be saved about this country sometimes. And I don't feel like any more pilots from my blood, from the original people need to be going down with the damn airplane or the ship or anything if everybody ain't gonna do what they need to do to be freaking saved, if you ain't gonna follow the instructions and do the best of your ability to make sure that when shit go haywire, or as we land, as we trying to do the best that we can to make sure that we can have a safe landing, that we can get out of the horrible atmosphere that's causing us to even be chaotic and have to have a damn emergency landing or a rough landing or anything. Like, what y'all doing to support? If y'all just gonna come against us, then when it get real, then you keep your ass over there in that same system that you wanted to love and support and drown in. I don't know. I went off. I went off on the tangent. My bad. My bad. Hey y'all. But yeah, so relationship dynamics are kind of interesting to me, and essentially overall, I think in like the last 15 years, I probably have had sex with three men, two of them once. Um, yeah, and so I ain't been sleeping with nobody's husband that I know of, or nobody's partner. So I do tell exactly who I am and what my thoughts are and what my beliefs are and what I want. I'm very aware that some people just don't understand it. I've been told multiple times, like, oh, you different, you weird, you different. I understand to a capacity, like, what that could mean. And then I also don't. 'Cause to me, it's just like a thought process. Like, I'm coming across a bunch of people who essentially, I'm not that different because you said, like, yo, you saying some of the same stuff just differently. Or maybe, like, I don't know, maybe the perception is just different. Maybe, I don't know, it just be different because I'm just like, I just came up with some solutions. Essentially, I feel like to some problems that I've been being told or that I've been seeing. I don't really know what's wrong with that. Like, giving myself all kind of credit because where credit is due, and allow people to have their own thoughts and mentalities and like feelings about that because they are entitled. Everybody's entitled. Um, because I'm like, I've spent a lot of time working on myself and try to rid myself of a lot of toxic behaviors and thoughts, essentially. And at the end of the day, I be loving everybody I come across. I try to love them. I try to pour into everybody, and it's not even a try. Let me not say that. I don't use because I don't try. It's just who I am. And I don't really give nobody judgment for real, because it ain't really none of my business. Never really thought that I was probably really being judged really harshly for my views, um, of any of it. And I probably had an idea, because I'm aware sometimes when I'm talking to a woman that's married or something, and you know, they tell me that their husband cheated on me or anything, and I'll be like, or cheated on them, I'm sorry, and or they having issues, or it's another woman, or so I'm pretty sure that any woman that's been cheated on feels some type of way about me. Especially since I've been telling women since I was young, like, why y'all beefing? If y'all know he gonna be cheating on you anyway, just go ahead and fucking come up with an agreement, and that way ain't nobody gotta have an issue. Come up with a schedule, come up with agreement, like, but don't do it for him. Do it for you. Like, are you happy? Is this making you happy? Clearly not, because you crying and you sad and you complaining about it and all of this. So, how about just y'all, like, because clearly y'all might have some stuff in common, and y'all probably wouldn't even be beefing if it wasn't for loving the same person. So, since y'all love the same person and the same person clearly got the attraction in a relationship with y'all, then maybe, just maybe, y'all might have more in common than you think. Y'all might actually be cool. And y'all get to figure that out or not. Like, y'all can figure out, y'all can make it a whole system. Because both of y'all got kids involved now. If you got kids, if you got whatever, like, y'all could just come up with something that works for you. The women, the man is either gonna fall in line or not. But essentially, at least y'all done at least created a support system, and the kids get to be cool if get to know each other, and y'all can maybe have some stress off y'all back, and y'all maybe have just created a bigger community. Take a little bit of stress off yourself. You might not have to work so hard, or you may be able to like have somebody you trust like pouring into your kid. I don't know. It just made sense to me, even though it wasn't making sense to nobody else. I thought that shit was simple, and that was me as young. Um, so, and I've been aware a couple times when I'm talking to a wife or somebody, and they expressing their hurt or whatever from being, cheated on. And I'm telling you essentially that I could be that woman. I'm pretty sure that could cause some stuff, especially depending on your background, your religion. But I wasn't carrying none of that. Like, I'm still being honest about who I am and what I would do and whatever you think about that. Because most of y'all, like, I don't want yours. Not to be funny, like, and I guess you should be confident enough in your person to think that everybody want them. And, like, nah, I got my own boundaries and things that I want. And also, like, if you think that that's who I am, why do you want me around you? Anybody. Like, and I'm saying me, but I'm talking about any woman. That whole keep your friends close, your enemies closer. I never did that intentionally. Because I don't, why I need y'all that close to me if you're going to be my enemy. Now, if somebody ended up being my enemy, I didn't know, but I don't want to spend no time with somebody that's my enemy or that don't like me for real. Like, what we doing that for? Time is beautiful. Like, shit, time is valuable. Time is time. Even if I don't tell time the way like a lot of people do, like, my energy is time. Often I probably don't even know half the time if somebody like me or not. I just feel like you like me if you in my space, or especially like, mm, I don't be caring if people like me. Maybe that's what I probably should say. Like, I normally don't be caring if people like me or not. Cause I like myself. Hey, you ain't gotta like me cause I like myself. You ain't gotta love me cause I love myself. Who was that? Was that what's his name? Chris something. I think I got that song on my You ain't gotta love me 'cause I love myself. Mm-mm-mm-mm. All right, all right. I'm about to get up off of here and just change clothes. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. I'm gonna go get in the shower because I did work out. Been trying to get back on the workout schedule, and I'm sore. So y'all have a good day. It's been a great conversation, and I don't even. And it's some stuff that I probably didn't go back to that would have been cool. That's cool. At some point, I want to do something with all this content, and I want to be able to like create more conversations, like maybe with people. I don't know. Maybe a podcast. I don't know. We gonna figure it out. Look at my gray. Can't even really see it. Look at my little bit of gray. Ooh, I did me some Bantu knots. Try to do something because I need a retwist so bad. I was like, let me do something different to my hair. I ain't retwisted though, but you see my little rubber bands? Cause I ain't feel like putting a bunch of bobby pins. Y'all have a good one.